Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's 747 update on Copilot. Hope you guys had a great week. We had some pretty fun stuff that we did this week in Copilot. So let's just walk through what we did. I will say there's a lot of back end things that we did this week that you might not necessarily see, but you'll definitely know that they're there. You'll definitely experience them. That will just make Copilot so much better, the experience overall better. So there's three things that I want to walk through this week. So let's go ahead and do that. The first one you will see, the first update, and that is we moved or I guess not moved, we added the booked out for KPI, this KPI that we launched last week. We put it in another spot that makes it way more useful. Not that this isn't useful, but this spot is just a great place to have it. And that is when you're creating calendar events. So when you're creating a visit, as you can see, the booked out for KPI is there now. So you can make sure that you don't overbook while you're on the visit screen. So you don't have to jump back and forth between visit and the cockpit. You can just do it all from the visit page, which is great. So you can see it works exactly the same. Let me just put this as like a ton of hours so that you can see. As you can see, it changes the booked out for. It's the same as on the home page. If you have a lot of time left, it'll be green. Once you're within 80% of your capacity, it'll turn to yellow. And then once you're over capacity, it'll turn red. So this is awesome. You can see right away when you should be placing visits on your schedule to make sure that your team isn't being overextended or burnt out or anything like that, making sure you have the capacity to do the job and do it well. So that's a great place for the KPI. I'm happy to see that there. And then the next two are more back-end. I guess this one you can see as well. We created a uptime page. Let me pull this up. And there's a link in the flight log that you can go to, and this is open for you to look at whenever you want to see the status of Copilot. So whether or not our website is up and running, you can see the uptime over the last 90 days. We've been at 100% since we launched this, which is awesome. Look at that. That's great. But we just really want to be transparent and open with our users on the status of our website and the uptime, and not have you guys asking questions like, why isn't it working? Is it just not working for me? Is it not working for everyone else? So on the flight log, this link is listed near the top, and you can go to this page whenever you want to see the status of Copilot. So really great. And then the last thing, this is not something you'll see either, but will make a big difference, and it already has made a big difference. We changed how we're pushing updates to Copilot now. So before we were developing either features or bug fixes, doing some code review, and then pushing them to the live server. But now we have a middleman, basically our master test server, which updates get pushed to, and then I validate whether or not they're fixed or if they're breaking anything else. And then depending on how it does, it'll either get pushed back to be worked on more, or then we'll push it live. And we've already seen Copilot be way more stable because of this, way less bugs this week because of this. We're catching things before we're deploying them. And it's still a really fast process. We're still really happy with the speed at which we're developing and fixing. But this just adds a whole nother layer of validation for fixes so that we make sure we're not breaking anything or creating any new bugs. So you might have already noticed this week that Copilot's been super stable, and that is a huge reason why it's been super stable. So that one you're not necessarily seeing, but you're definitely experiencing. So we wanted to make sure we include that in this week's flight log. Otherwise, it was a great week for Copilot. We're continuing to push on and make the software better for you guys. So I hope you enjoy.